What's going on, guys and gals of YouTube? It's Anthony of the Primal Crew, and I'm here today with another episode of our podcast, The Gear Grind. What is The Gear Grind? The Gear Grind is our podcast for anything and everything Pokemon related and a little bit TCG related. Mostly Pokemon Go. You kind of get the idea. We've got a lot of topics that we're going to be covering in today's episode, but before we go into any of them, if you guys are hyped for today's episode and you guys are proud members of the Primal Crew, please make sure that you smash that like button down below and show your support for the channel. And if you haven't already, do not forget to subscribe to the channel for more great TCG, Let's Play, and other random videos such as this. So, let's go into some of the more recent events. It was announced earlier today, I believe it was announced earlier today, at the time of this recording, that Jesse and James are going to be leaving soon. Jesse and James are leaving Pokemon Go on September 30th for one last wave of mischief. The Rocket duo will be appearing more often in their Meowth Balloon from September 22nd at 12 a.m. to September 30th. September 22nd at 12 a.m. to September 30th at 11:59 p.m. local time. What does this mean? That means if you have not gone through and gotten your opportunity for Shadow Coughing and Shadow Ekans, or in this case, Shadow Shiny Ekans and Shadow Shiny Coughing, then you are going to be losing out on your opportunity. Obviously, it's not a Pokemon that you can necessarily trade for. You can't trade for Shadows for some bizarre reason that we will go into a little bit further detail later on. My headphones fell. Hold on. There we go. Alright. To be honest, though, I don't know how many other people actually feel this way, but I'm not sad that they're leaving. And it's not because I have the shiny. I don't have either one of the shinies. It's just more so along the lines that how infrequent they spawned. It was so, you would get it. I got one earlier today, but it's the first one that I've gotten in, almost a week. I get the other rocket balloons a hell of a lot more frequently than I get those. So, am I sad that it's leaving? Yeah. And no. All at the same time. Let's see. For the quest that we've done this week, it was announced back on, I believe it was Monday, that Mega Pidgeot has been unlocked due to how many Mega Raids that we actually did. So, congratulations and thank you to everyone that participated in the Mega Raids. We will be getting Mega Pidgeot at the time of this recording tomorrow, starting at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, or, 1 o'clock in your area. I actually love it because those of you that don't know, Kyogre is not just my favorite Pokemon, but Pidgeot is also one of my favorite Pokemon. Fun little fact, I took a Pidgeot and a Butterfree, to put into context, all the way down to the Elite Four and to the Champion Battle in my original Pokemon Blue run that I did when I was a kid. If you don't believe me, I don't care. That's how I play the game. Let's go and talk about the current raid boss. Cresselia has been our raid boss for almost a week and a half now, I want to say. Yeah. And it's actually going to be going away as of today. As far as I know, it should be leaving today. And if you didn't get the chance to get the shiny version, then hopefully you have a friend that has the shiny version. What is our next raid boss? It's a very good question. I mean, right now they're going to be focusing probably a lot on the Mega Pidgeot raid. I don't know what the next legendary could be. I know we had a conversation about this in the last podcast episode on so many different possibilities that they could throw out there. My theory... Actually, no. We know what the next raid boss is going to be. Isn't it going to be Zapdos and Articuno? Aren't they going to be coming back for a short time so that way people have another opportunity to get their shiny form? I feel like that should be the next set of raid bosses. If it's not both, it's only going to be one. It'll probably be Articuno first and Zapdos next, or Zapdos. You get the idea. Eventually, they're going to have to re-release a bunch of other legendaries that haven't gotten the shiny form yet. For example, Palkia, Dialga, Regigigas, but I mean Regigigas is a mythical, so yeah. Zekrom, Reshiram, Kyurem, Landorus, Thundurus, Tornadus. There's a lot of different legendaries that they can bring back with their shiny forms. Tracheon. Oh no, Tracheon has a shiny form already. Never mind. So yeah, we're going to be getting the 2 birds. Why didn't we get Moltres? Moltres was never actually announced, which is kind of surprising. And as I'm looking through my notes over here, I don't have anything written down specifically for Moltres. Right now, all I see is Articuno and Zapdos. So that'll be nice. The only way that I've ever gotten my Zapdos was through a trade, and I've gotten an Articuno before through a raid. It was like on the very last day that they were brought back, I think. Was it the last day? Yeah, it might have been the last day. So I'm indifferent on that. I mean, I'll be doing some of the raids, probably more so just to help out people. The raid should go by pretty quickly, considering, all the different rock-throwing, rock wrecker types that we have now. So, do be prepared for those raids to be quick and easy. Somebody had asked me what my thoughts on all the Mega Evolution raids. I'm very indifferent about them right now, to be honest. I'm kind of Mega rated out. I mean, I would like to have a Mega Beedrill in the raid, so that way, we can get more candy. I know we've had the events recently where we can, energy. They're not candy, they're energy. I know we've had events recently that have circled around getting those. But I would personally like to see a little bit more in terms of, like some of the Megas being shuffled around. I mean, obviously, we're still in the larval stage when it comes to Mega Raids and stuff like that. So I get it. We're not going to release them all at one time. And we've got to be patient. I get it. But with that being said, Mega Raids are kind of stale. I'm going to be honest. Like, I've done God knows how many Charizard raids, how many Blastoise raids, and how many Venusaur raids. And out of the probably hundreds of raids I've done, I've only gotten one shiny out of it, which was the shiny Charizard. Decent IV, so it was a decent capture. But then the other thing is you get maxed out at 999 energy. So really, all you're doing is you're just battling this raid down to either help somebody else get more energy or to get the shiny. Which, granted, that's the premise of most raids nowadays, but why are we limited to 999 energy? Candy isn't limited to 999. I've seen people that have like 20,000 Magikarp candies. There should be a cap on energy, at least in my opinion. So I am looking forward to this upcoming Sunday. Literally 3 days from today will be the September Community Day event for Porygon. Or as a lot of you people know, if you watch my Let's Plays, that is Duck! My buddy, my pal, beautiful shiny. Beautiful, beautiful shiny. I am looking forward to it. I do have a little get-together that I'm going to be doing on Sunday for a wedding shower, baby shower, I want to say. But it's a social distancing one, so no one's allowed inside the house. It's all going to be like in the front yard area and stuff like that. I don't know how long we're actually going to be out doing stuff like that, but I will have my phone with me. I will be playing the game. Obviously, my girlfriend will probably be hearing this, so she just better be aware that I'm going to be playing the game. She knows that on Sundays is a lot of the time when these events happen. I gots to play. But I am looking so forward to it. For those of you that don't know, when you evolve Porygon all the way up to Porygon Z, so do also make sure that you have enough of your Sinnoh Stones, I want to say. Sinnoh Stones, in order to get Porygon Z. You will get it should be, I believe Tri-Attack is going to be its charge move. So I don't know how viable Porygon Z is in PvP battles, but yeah, like I just want it because I like Porygon. If you remember back from the early days and your blues and your reds, and you go to the game corner and they say you can exchange coins for a Pokemon, and Porygon was 9,999, and that was the only way to get Porygon without hacking the game. God dang it. That was very nerve-wracking to have to deal with all the damn time. But I'm very happy about that. So that's my thoughts on the community today. I'm looking very forward to that. Let me talk about these spotlight hours. Now, for those of you that don't know, in the last couple months, Pokemon Go has released spotlight hours almost every Tuesday. There's been a few exceptions to that rule, where a specific Pokemon will be spawning more frequently and more rapidly from the hours of 6 to 7 in your time zone. And if it does have a shiny possibility, you have the opportunity to get it. Here is the big caveat to that. The shiny rates are not boosted. So you go through all this trouble of going to these clusters of like 30, 40, 50, 60 different Pokemon. For example, this last one was Tentacool. And you either just shiny check all of them up to that 60, or you're literally catching all 60 of these and you don't get a single shiny. I know shiny rates, if I remember correctly, is 1 out of 450. Let's say, hypothetically, you go through 450 and you don't get a single shiny. They're all different. None of them are new, or none of them are the same. You go to different clusters all the way around. You click up to 450, you don't get a shiny. It's kind of messed up, if you ask me. I mean, give it a little bit of a boost. It doesn't have to be like, 1 out of every 30. It doesn't have to be like a community day ratio. A community day ratio is just obnoxious. I have no idea what that ratio is. If somebody wants to let me know in the comment section what the ratio is for community day shinies on community day, mind you, please let me know. But give us something. Give us like 1 out of 225 or 1 out of 200. Give us hope. I mean, there are some people that go out for this entire hour and literally go hunting to try and get this one shiny, because I'll use Zubat as Spotlight Hour for myself. Up until yesterday, I never had a shiny Zubat. Obviously, I got one, but it was through trade. That's not the point. But I went down the hill from my house, over by the shopping complex, where there are so many spawn points and so many spawns of these Zubats, and I'm clicking and catching and clicking and catching and clicking and clicking and clicking and catching. Mind you, Zubat is not the easiest dang Pokemon to actually catch. Zubat is, 1, far away, 2, it moves a lot, and 3, gets annoying after a while, so you don't want to catch it. There are some people that say, just like in Let's Go Eevee, Let's Go Pikachu, I think those were the games, chaining and catching the same Pokemon over and over and getting a catch chain going is the easiest way to get a shiny later on. Not necessarily true in other games. Obviously, in Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu, it might be the formula to do it. There are times where I've seen people go into a new route and a shiny just pops up out of nowhere. No chain, no nothing, just one Pokemon. So, is chaining the right answer? No. I've had community days where I've clicked on the very first Pokemon and it was shiny. There are some community days where I had to wait over an hour and a half to get my first shiny. I mean, I still got some, but, it took a while. So, for Spotlight Hours, I honestly think, I don't know, I just think that Spotlight Hours just need to have a little bit of a better ratio. Like, it doesn't help that in some areas you may not get a lot of spawns. Oh, God. Excuse me. In some rural areas, you don't get a lot of spawns. So it's very difficult for people to, go about their day and to, go for these shinies, but they can't, or go for these Pokemon, but they don't have a chance at a shiny. I mean, like if I lived, what's a rural area here? I feel like in areas of California, areas like Napa, Tracy, like areas like that have, there's a lot of wide open empty spaces. Spawn points may not be the greatest there. I don't know. I feel like I'm ranting on that, and I feel, well, I mean, obviously that's the point. I'm supposed to be ranting. But yeah, I just think, it's a little much to, give a spotlight hour to a specific Pokemon that has a shiny form and not boost the shiny rates. Obviously Niantic isn't going to be listening to this, but if somebody wants to clip it, give it to Niantic and have them listen to it, please. It'll help out most trainers, and it'll help out people to actually want to play the game more if you give us, oh God, excuse me, if you give us a chance at a shiny. Just having it spawn more doesn't necessarily mean that you're up in the shiny rates. All you're doing is you're just giving us more to catch. I will say, however, that I do appreciate that they give us, special rewards for some of these spotlight hours. For example, for Tentacool, from that 6 to 7 o'clock hour, any Pokemon that you transferred in there, or in between that hour, would give you 2 times transfer candy. So if you had a lot of Legendaries, a lot of Mythicals, or just a lot of Pokemon in general that you wanted to, clear your space in the box, and to get more candy, that was the opportunity to do so. For Houndour, Spotlight Hour, which was the one right before this, you got 2 times catch candy. Now, granted, if Houndour was the only thing that was spawning, you were just going to get, 2 times the Houndour candy. God, sorry. Which is not a bad thing, because there are some people that are just starting the game, and, they didn't get one, or they don't have enough candies. All they really have to do is catch, Pinap, catch, or Pinap, catch, Pinap, catch. Let me do it in that order. And, you'll have enough to get a Houndoom, especially with Mega Houndoom looming in the shadows. And then Eevee Spotlight Hour gave us 2 times catch XP. Now, that's great for those that are, right on the cusp of getting to that next level. It was definitely helpful. I'll give him that. I'll definitely tell him that. And then Geodude, I think, was the one that was right before Eevee, gave 2 times catch Stardust. Now, if you spend a lot of Stardust on evolving, powering up, and you're running low, when they have those spotlight hours and they give you the opportunity to get the catch Stardust, catch everything. Make room in your box. You'll need it. But that's my rant on that part of it. So I like the spotlight hours. Just Niantic, give us a chance. Give us an opportunity. Let's talk TCG for a second, because there are some really big things happening with TCG. There is another set that's going to be, or that's being pre-ordered, I believe, for $9.25, or that's going to be released on $9.25. Let me see if I can pull up the names. I feel like I know the name. Champion's Path. That's the name of it. Champion's Path is going to be a doozy of a set. Because they've released, or at least there's pictures that they've released, that in Champion's Path there's going to be the Rainbow Rare Charizard V Max, which right now in Darkness Ablaze, they already have the VMAX version in there, that hovering right around, I think it's around $90 to $100 for the card itself. The Rainbow Rare, the Rainbow Rare is currently going for, or actually, it doesn't really have a price yet because it hasn't been released. However, there is another Pokemon, or there are 2 more Charizards that are being released as well. For just buying the Champions Path Elite Trainer box, you are going to get a Charizard V Full Art, if I'm not mistaken. And that is obviously it's the only way that you can get the Charizard Full Art. And I think it's ironic because they did the exact same with the Charizard GX Full Art. The only way that you can get that wasn't in an Elite Trainer box, it was in a Premium Collection box. If I'm correct, and I'll do a little bit of a look up on my phone as I'm talking here, I believe that one now is pretty high up there in price. Let me take a look. The Charizard Full Art right now is at about $20. Now, for a box that was $40, right now that Full Art's garnering you half the price of the actual box itself, which is amazing to even think about, considering the fact that obviously that box has skyrocketed in price recently. I'm not going to lie, which is amazing to even think about. But then on top of that, not only the Charizard V Full Art, but they're also releasing in Champions Path a Charizard V Shiny. Now, I'm a little mixed on not only the fact that they're releasing another Charizard Shiny, but just the design of the Charizard itself. I'm very curious if I can find a picture of it. Yeah, the shiny version right now, it's a side profile. You get a little bit more in the definition of the wings. You actually get to see its full tail. It looks super skinny, like by its neck and its head and stuff like that. I know I'm critiquing a card right now. Lay off. But just think about it. That Charizard V will be the exact same thing, but in full art form that you're going to get inside the Elite Trainer box. But shiny. Here's why I think releasing another shiny is going to be a bad thing. We are getting a reprint or speculated reprint of Hidden Fates. Now, obviously, what's the big thing with Hidden Fates? Obviously, it's the fact that there's a Charizard GX. Is it Charizard GX? It should be. Charizard GX Shiny. And right now, let me look at the price on that. That Charizard GX right now is going for about $600 ungraded. If you somehow find that Charizard in a Gem Min 10 graded card, you're looking at a couple $1,000s. Why I think this is a bad thing? Well, for those that are holding on to that Charizard from Hidden Fates, your value is going to go down. You're looking at... I can only imagine you're going to look at, half the price. Going into, the next couple months. And you can mark that down in this rant, that I think that the Charizard V Shiny version is going to very, very hurt and diminish the value of the Charizard GX from Hidden Fates. And that's just me. I could be wrong. But anytime that they've ever released another Charizard in either a full art form, a rainbow rare form, it diminishes the value. However, I could still, in a sense, see it holding value, pretty high up there, because these sets aren't going to be around too much longer. Hidden Fates only got a reprint because of how popular the first run actually went. And that's what usually happens. We saw it with Roaring Skies. We saw it with Burning Shadows. We've seen it with a lot of these sets recently. That a set will do so well selling either single blisters, 3-pack blisters, the tins, the Elite Trainer boxes, any of the packs that come in any premium collection boxes, or the booster boxes itself. They'll see how well they'll sell. They'll push and get a reprint, which unfortunately does hurt the value of the cards itself. You put in a reprint for a set, a card that's normally about $100, because there was only so few of them out there, starts to lose its value. Now, if a set doesn't get a reprint, even if there's a like for example, this Charizard V that's coming out, another shiny version of a card, it's a Charizard V against a Charizard GX. Obviously, those are two different types. So they're going to have different movesets and different collector's value because of what set that they came from. Obviously, Champion's Path may not start out super, super high right away, or it might. Again, I could just be spitballing right now, and I could just be throwing out numbers and possibilities and quantum equations and stuff like that. But let's just say, hypothetically, Hidden Fates didn't get a reprint. The only thing that would be floating around are just the tins, the boxes, the 3-pack pin sets that first came out. Which, by the way, anybody out there that is selling that stuff, unless I personally know you, I hate you. Because you're jacking up the prices on that stuff that have been reprinted. Like these box sets that came out in Walmart, these four-pack box sets that were probably $20 or $25 in the store, you're trying to sell for $60? Fuck off. Don't do that. Like, you want, like, I know you're doing it because, hey, I can make an extra buck doing that. But you're a scumbag when you do that kind of stuff. Like, again, unless I know you. Because if I know you, you're not necessarily that kind of scumbag. Like, you'll double the price. Like, instead of 20, you'll sell it for 40. Like, you know. But, like all these other people that are like, yeah, I got this tin that was $20. I'm going to try and sell it for $70. Fuck you. Don't do that. It's just disgusting. I mean, it's just like all these Burning Shadows Elite Trainer boxes that were like, they started out at $39.99. Then they went down to $34 or $31.99 when they got their reprint. And now there are some people that are trying to sell them out there for like almost $100. Fuck you. Don't try and like upsell us like that. Like, it just makes you look petty, and it just makes you look, you know, desperate. Like, I'm sitting on a Generations Elite Trainer box right now. That Elite Trainer box, like, used to be $50 in stores. It sells, or most people are trying to get like $150, $200 for it. If I was in that desperate need of money, like, I could probably turn it around and sell it that way just because of how, like, it's still sealed. But one, I'm not desperate for money, and two, there's no point. So, yeah, don't, like, for those of you out there that are, like, resellers just for the point of being a reseller, think about your consumers, and is it really worth it for you to be that much of a scumbag to resell something for, like, 3 or 4 times its actual value? But, you know, that's it. Let me know your thoughts about that in the comment section down below. Just like with anything else that I've ranted on about, let me know your thoughts on the comment section down below. But I think I'm going to go ahead and call this an episode. But I thank you guys for coming out and listening to today's podcast. If you guys did enjoy yourself, please make sure that you smash that like button down below. And again, like I said, do not forget to comment about anything that I may have covered in today's rant. And above all else, do not forget to subscribe to this channel for more great TCG Let's Play and other random videos such as this. But with that, I'm going to get up out of here. I appreciate you guys coming out and listening to today's podcast. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. I've been Anthony. You guys have been the best part of the Primal Crew, and I will catch you guys next time. And as always, thank you all for your support. Take it easy and grind on.